Hi guys, how's it going? Welcome to part 2 of my PS2 game collection as of June 2012. Just like the first part, I'm going to show you games in no particular order. I might show you some of the sports games in, all together, just to get them over and done with. But apart from that, they're in no particular order, so we'll get started. First one here is Gun. A really good game actually. I was really surprised. I remember getting this at a charity shop for 99 pence. And I knew I was going to give it a shot. I was going to, play it for maybe half an hour, see what it's like. Didn't expect to enjoy it much, and ended up taking this to my granny's for the weekend because I was at my granny's for the weekend, and I've only got a PS2 there, so I took this. I took Final Fantasy X, and I took a couple of sports titles and stuff. And I ended up completing this in 2 nights. I played it 2 days in a row for like 3 or 4 hours a night, and ended up completing it. So I was really surprised. I really got into the game, and I really enjoyed it. But I was really surprised it was so short, being a sandbox game. Because usually sandbox games like Grand Theft Auto and stuff are usually really long. But yeah, it was really short, unfortunately. But yeah, really good game. I really liked it actually. I need to play. I need to get a Red Dead Redemption because it's a similar kind of thing, but obviously it's newer, and I think it's longer, and obviously the graphics and stuff will be better. So I need to give that a try sometime. And since I mentioned it, Final Fantasy X, really good game as well. I've not played many Final Fantasy games because I'm not really big into RPGs. I mean, I do like them, but I'm not big into them. But Final Fantasy X is, it seems really good. The atmosphere, the scenery, the characters are really good. You've got Yuna. I love Yuna. She's awesome. You got Yuna, Riku, Tidus, Lulu, Waka, um, some other guy, Kamaru or something. They're really good characters actually. I'm really upset that I've not actually got into this game and actually completed it fully. The thing that annoys me about this is the Saphir grid. You level up and you put like these spheres in the Saphir grid to unlock moves and stuff. I just prefer it when RPGs basically give you moves and stuff and level up your character automatically without having to like plan your thing. It's silly and I don't like it. I don't like Final Fantasy X for that matter, but apart from that, it's a really good game. So, yeah. Next game is actually a game that I wanted to get the PS2 for. This is actually the first PS2 game I ever played. My mum's boyfriend had it at the time, and we used to always play it together, and it was really good. And it's True Crime Streets of LA. I love this game so much, and people hate on it. People really dislike the true crime games. And personally, I don't see why, because I think they're really good games. Especially this one. This is my favourite of the two. But obviously, I do realise, it is glitchy. But apart from that, it's a really good game. It's got a great mixture of fighting, shooting, driving, chasing like enemies down. It's a brilliant game. I love it. Love the character, Nick Cam. He's a really cool dude. He's got some really funny quotes and stuff. I just really like the game. I don't really see why people hate it. If you like this game, guys, let me know because I'm dying to see if hear other people's opinions on it because almost everybody that I've seen hates it. So rather unfortunate because I love it. Um, Next game disappointed with at the time was Monster Hunter. You don't often see this game around. It's a Capcom game. I remember seeing this in a shop for £6, and I heard about the game, but I didn't often see it in shops. So at £6, I just grabbed it. I thought to myself, I've never seen this in a shop before, so I thought I might as well get it, while I can, because I might never see it again in a shop. But it is, it's not really, a common game, really. So I was expecting to really like it, being a Capcom fan, but I didn't. It's just not my kind of game. I mean, I know Monster Hunter's got a pretty good following, but it's just not my kind of game. I mean, you get quests, you have to go and hunt down enemies and find items and stuff, do quests, which is just not my kind of thing. So Monster Hunter disappointed with that, but yeah, maybe one day I'll go back and play it. But I was disappointed basically, rather unfortunate. Next game is Frugal, which of course is a theme park simulator. I basically bought this because I was a big fan of Roller Coaster Tycoon 1 and 2 on the PC. I didn't have Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 at the time because my computer couldn't handle it, at the time, because I had a pretty crap PC I had at the time. and it couldn't run Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. So I went and got this instead because obviously it's supposed to be. People say it was like Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. Some people say it was better. It's easier than Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. It's a lot more basic, but I wouldn't say it was great. I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't say it's great, but yeah, it's decent enough. You can ride your own roller coasters. You can play the mini games and stuff. But you can ride your roller coasters, Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 as well. But you know, if you don't like playing PC games and you've got a PS2 and you like theme park simulators, give it a shot. Give it a shot. I mean, I remember paying £12 for this. Definitely not worth £12. But if you can see this for like £3, £4, I'd recommend it because it's pretty decent and it will keep you occupied quite well. So yeah, Frugal. Yeah. Next game was one of the first games I got for the PS2. My granny bought me it for my Christmas. Basically just after I got the PS2, and it is 007 Agent Under Fire. Because I wasn't big into the James Bond games then. The only game I'd played was 007 Tomorrow Never Dies on the PS1, which was absolutely amazing. Loved that game to death. That was a third-person shooter. This is a first-person shooter, and it actually took me quite a while to complete this game. Not because it's a long game; it's not long at all. But the fact I actually found it pretty challenging. I think this was like one of the first one of the first person shooters I played. Is what I was trying to say. Definitely the first person shooter game I played on the PS2. Definitely. I mean, the only first person shooter games I played on the PS1 was Doom, Alien Trilogy. I think that'd be about it actually. So yeah, I wasn't big into first person shooters, so I really struggled with this one. And the controls are pretty strange. I must say, I don't know why, but I'm not really too keen on the controls. I find them a bit complicated, but that's just me probably. Yeah, 007 Agent Under Fire, not the best of games, but it's pretty decent. Series that I love, it's Medal of Honor European Assault. I could be wrong, but this might have been the last Medal of Honor game that came out on the PS2. I could be wrong. I mean, the only one that I've not played, I think, is Vanguard on the PS2. I don't know if that came out before this or after this. I'm guessing before this. I don't know why, but for some reason I just thought this was the last game in the series. I never completed it. I actually found this really tough. I don't know why, because it was a pretty decent game. I still prefer Rising Sun. Yeah, Rising Sun I think is my favourite Medal of Honor on the PS2 because I love that game so much for some reason. But yeah, this was pretty decent. Like I say, I found it too difficult. I played it on normal mode and it kicked my ass basically. So yeah, I should maybe go back and play it again because I could probably complete it, but yeah, it kicked my ass, you know, when I first played it. Next game, one of my favourite game series is, if not my favourite game series ever, is of course from the Resident Evil series, but it is Resident Evil Dead Aim. Resident Evil Dead Aim. Not the biggest fan of it. I do like it to a certain degree, but it is definitely my least favourite game in the series, I must say, in the Resident Evil series. I prefer Resident Evil Survivor to this, for some reason. You know, it's one of the games that you can play with a gun. You know, you can buy a gun, like I got one there. Yeah. It's probably made for that. It's probably more fun with the gun, but personally I don't really see it going to be too much fun, but yeah, it was decent enough with the controller, I must say. It's a spin-off game, spin-off characters that you'll never see again, probably not in a Resident Evil game. And to be quite honest, I didn't really care too much about the characters. And yeah, some of the bosses in that were really strange, actually, I've got to say, really strange boss battles. But yeah, not one of the best games, but you know, I still like it, you know. It's got Resident Evil in the title, so I'll play it, you know. Oh yeah, all you need to do is swap Resident Evil in the title and I'll play it, you know. Yeah. Next game is the London version of Grand Theft Auto, and it is the Getaway. Original Getaway. Really good game, guys. Absolutely love this game to pieces. I love the location, being London. I love the storyline, I love the characters, I like the gameplay. I like everything about it. Yeah, I remember you know, they put quite a lot of detail into London, I've got to say, because I remember going to London 2 years ago on holiday, And actually, one of the first things I did when I came back from holiday was play this game because I actually wanted to explore London after being in London. And I remember going in this game and actually finding the London Eye, and I actually went to the exact spot that I was, opposite the London Eye, across the River Thames. When I was on holiday, I went to the exact spot. So I actually really, I was really impressed about that. Lose my voice. I was actually really impressed about that, and about the detail in the game. And it's got Pizza Hut shops. Awesome, love Pizza Hut. Yeah. So next is a wrestling video game series that I absolutely love. Always been a fan of it. Always will be a fan of it. Even though they've changed the name recently for whatever reason. But anyway, yeah. So basically, I was a huge fan of SmackDown 2 on the PlayStation 1. Loved that game to death. And my mum decided to buy me the original SmackDown vs. Raw game for I think it was my birthday or my Christmas. She decided to buy me this, and it blew my mind because it was the first PS2 game I played, and it was the first wrestling game that I played to have blood in it. So I found that really, really good. And to be honest, the season mode and stuff in this game I thought was absolutely brilliant. I loved this game to death, and God knows how long, how many hours I put into it. Just absolutely loved the game. So that started a trend for me, and now from now on, every year for my birthday, my mum's got me the newest wrestling game. So the following year after that, she got me SmackDown vs. Raw 2006, and introducing the General Manager mode, which personally I thought was a brilliant mode. I loved the General Manager mode. I loved the roster in this, the divas, the superstars, great selection of divas, and great selection of superstars. And like I say, the GM mode made this a really, really fun game. So yeah, 2006, I'm really impressed with that one. A big step up in my opinion. And then the following year, SmackDown vs. Raw 2007, which again was really, really good, I thought. Had a really good roster as well. I really liked the roster, and of course GM mode came back with a few improvements. So yeah, I was happy. Following year after that, SmackDown vs. Raw 2008 featuring ECW. Again, really good game. I think they improved their GM mode again. Unfortunately, the rosters, they weren't really that big. I think this was like one of the weakest rosters. They didn't have that many superstars in it compared to the previous games, which was really disappointing. But apart from that, it had ECW. It featured the new superstars like CM Punk and stuff, so I was happy. And again, really, really enjoyed the game. Following year after that, and the last SmackDown vs. Raw game for the PS2, SmackDown vs. Raw 2009, featuring ECW. I screwed my face up in disapproval. They got rid of GM mode. And what did they replace GM mode with? Completely utter bollocks. They replaced the GM mode with Road to WrestleMania mode. Piss off, THQ. That was a huge mistake in my opinion. Once I completed the Road to WrestleMania modes, there was absolutely shit all you could do in the game, in my opinion. You could do the exhibition modes. If you wanted to, you could do the Road to WrestleMania modes again. I didn't want to do them again. They were bollocks. And I wanted to play GM mode. So I was absolutely furious when there was no GM mode. So I quickly went back and played the older titles that had GM mode in it. So yeah, disappointed in my opinion. And it's got DX on the cover. Meh. I've got to say on that. Right, have we got time to fit one more in it? Yeah, I've got time to fit one more in. We're going to fit in Space Invaders Anniversary, which has got an absolutely brilliant cover. I love how the little alien guy shines. It's a bloody awesome cover. I love it. So yeah, Space Invaders. I loved how it's got like, I think it's got nine different versions of Space Invaders, and really good. They had some in colour. They had some black and white machines, arcade machines, Space Invaders machines. Just had a battle, Space Invaders battle machine. Really good versions of Space Invaders, and I was really, really enjoying it. Unfortunately, it didn't last long. Unfortunately, I quickly got sick of it and went on to play other games, basically. But it was fun for a little while, and it didn't stop me from occasionally going back and for a couple of maybe 10 or 15 minutes, just go back to it and have a couple of quick games of it. So yeah, Space Invaders. You know, Space Invaders is not a game that I can play a lot of, but it's always good, you know, to go back and have a game of. You know, so Space Invaders Anniversary, pretty good for Space Invaders fans, I must say. I would recommend that. You could probably get it dirt cheap now as well. Yeah, we're gonna call it there. Don't really want to rush into fitting any more games in there, you know. So unfortunately, this hasn't been my best of videos. I haven't really. This is not a good night for me talking. I don't know why. I cannot talk. I don't know why, and I'm losing my voice at times. I don't know why. But yeah, it's not been the best of videos. But anyway, guys, hope you've enjoyed this anyway. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all later. See you guys. Thanks for watching.